This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man arrested after being identified as shooter in Breton drive-by. A man who was among a group who allegedly emerged from a vehicle and opened fire on a man on Perchway, Breton in St. Catherine last Saturday has been arrested and charged. Charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is 24-year-old Shamar MacDonald of Rosemary Lane, Hoghead in the parish. The police report that about 1 p.m., the complainant was walking along the roadway when a white motor car approached him. MacDonald, along with other men, reportedly alighted from the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting the complainant all over the body. The police said the accused and the other men escaped while the complainant was taken to the hospital. MacDonald was later arrested and subsequently charged on Friday after being positively identified. Teen in custody after gun seizure. A teen boy is now in custody following the seizure of a firearm and ammunition on Barbados Road in Olympic Gardens, Kingston on Friday. The police said that along with a military team, they were on operation in the area about 4:45 p.m. when a premises was searched. The police said the accused was searched and a 6 Sawyer 9mm pistol fitted with a magazine containing 10 cartridges was removed from him. He was subsequently arrested. Historic Bull Bay Police Station to be replaced with modern design. The 125-year-old historic Bull Bay Police Station, which was initially built in the 1800s, will soon be replaced with a modern fit-for-purpose facility. The revelation was made during a tour of the station by Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, and Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson yesterday. The station, which was constructed with packed stones and boasts a cut stone finish, is to be demolished to facilitate the construction of the new corridor that leads from Kingston to St. Thomas. Speaking after a tour of the proposed site, Dr. Chang said the facility is about community members as well as the police having better operational layout within the station, so it's about looking at what we have and looking at the future. The final design details are still being drafted, but the police said the construction of the new police station will begin soon with the help of the National Works Agency. The new station will be reconstructed close to the present location on the shoreline of eastern St. Andrew. Woman accused of breaking into man's house, burning his belongings, and threatening to kill him. A woman who allegedly broke into a house and destroyed several items by fire in Goshen District, Brownstown, St. Anne on April 27 has been arrested and charged with housebreaking and arson. She has been charged with threatening to kill the complainant. She has been identified as 36-year-old Ingrid Seavright of Rosetta District, Alexandria in St. Anne. According to the police, the complainant securely locked his home and on his return discovered that his home was broken into. Several items were also reportedly destroyed by fire. The incident happened about 8 a.m. The police said investigations commenced and video evidence placed Seavright at the scene. On May 13, lawmen arrested and charged Seavright, and during her arrest, she made several threats to kill the complainant. Hoghead charged over 2019 shooting. 20-year-old Chevon Cohill, otherwise called Hardball or Hoghead of Oakland Avenue in Kingston, was on Friday charged by the police in a 2019 case in which he allegedly opened fire at a man in his community. Cohill has been charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Reports from the Hunts Bay Police are that on August 21, 2019, about 2 p.m., the complainant was along Oakland Avenue when Cohill, who was armed with a gun, opened fire at him. The complainant reportedly ran and managed to escape unharmed. Cohill was subsequently arrested following a question and answer interview on Friday. He was charged for the offenses. Man charged over involvement in shootout. A man who turned himself into the police has been charged in relation to a shooting incident at the intersection of Westminster and Eastwood Park Roads in Kingston on April 22. Charged with shooting with intent, wounding with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is 31-year-old Martin Harriott of Rose Hill District in St. Andrew. According to the police, the complainant was driving his motor truck when, upon reaching the intersection of Westminster and Eastwood Park Roads, Harriot and other men drove up beside him and opened gunfire, hitting him. The complainant reportedly exited his vehicle and used his licensed firearm and returned gunfire. The incident happened about 6:35 p.m. The police said the accused and the other men escaped, and the complainant was assisted to the hospital where he was treated. Harriot turned himself into the police, accompanied by his attorney, on May 11 and was charged the following Friday after an identification parade. Man dead, son hospitalized, food poisoning suspected. A man is now dead and his son hospitalized in a suspected case of food poisoning. The deceased, 58-year-old farmer Joseph George Stevenson, and his son Erwin Stevenson of Yankee District, Bahamia in St. Anne, became ill on May 9 after a meal of fish with rice and peas. According to police reports, both men began showing symptoms of diarrhea, which escalated until Friday, May 14. Joseph Stevenson's stepson, Albert Rose, was at home in the process of having both men seek medical care when the farmer's body was found slumped over his dining table. Erwin Stevenson was rushed to the Percy Junior Hospital in Manchester, where he was treated and released. Samples of his urine were collected to be tested for traces of foreign substance, but the police suspect that the ground fish he and his father consumed was contaminated with embalming liquid. Samples of the meal have been collected. If it is confirmed that the elder Stevenson died from food poisoning, he would be the second person in St. Anne who has suffered this fate since the start of the year. In January, 10-year-old Richard Emmanuel of Top Bay Corner Street in Discovery Bay, who was among several people who purchased and consumed a drink from a vendor, also died. That case is still being investigated. Minibus driver in April crash that killed 5 to return to court in July. The 32-year-old driver of the ill-fated Toyota Hiace minibus, which crashed along the P.J. Patterson Highway, killing 5 people and injuring 18 others, is to return to court on July 28. Dwayne Fuller was granted bail in the sum of $700,000 with surety when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. He was granted bail on condition that he reports to the Mapen Police between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's alleged that on April 12 at approximately 11:07 a.m., Fuller was driving a 2012 Toyota Hiace minibus heading towards Kingston on the P.J. Patterson Highway in St. Catherine. While attempting to overtake a truck heading in the same direction, the left rear tire of the minibus reportedly blew and Fuller lost control of the vehicle when the minibus slammed into the back of the truck and then into the concrete median and flipped several times, throwing passengers from the vehicle. 5 people died and 18, including Fuller, were injured. The dead were identified as 44-year-old construction worker Dwight Lincoln Hoghead of the Carteret Road in Mandeville, Manchester, Carnelia Montague, 37, of Harry Watch, Manchester, Christopher Barrett, 32, a businessman of Knockpatrick, Manchester, Lydia Petrina Brown, 43, of Spurtree District, Manchester, and 20-year-old Janelia Maitland of Brentford Avenue, St. Andrew, who died at the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine, where the injured were taken for treatment. Fuller was subsequently charged with 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter. 17 COVID deaths recorded, includes 9 from Manchester. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported that 17 deaths from COVID-19 have been recorded in the past 24 hours. This has brought the death toll to 860 people since March 2020. The majority of deaths, mainly of senior citizens, occurred in persons from Manchester, where 9 people died. 2 were from St. James, 2 from Trelawney, and 1 each was from Portland, Clarendon, St. Thomas, and the corporate area. The lives lost comprised an 80-year-old man from Manchester and an 89-year-old man also from Manchester, whose death was previously under investigation. A 40-year-old man from Manchester, an 89-year-old man from Manchester, a 64-year-old woman from Manchester, an 83-year-old man from Manchester, another 83-year-old man from Manchester, a 41-year-old man from Manchester, an 81-year-old woman from Manchester, a 72-year-old man from Clarendon, a 71-year-old man from St. James, a 90-year-old woman from St. James, and an 80-year-old woman from Trelawney, whose death was previously under investigation. A 60-year-old woman from Trelawney, whose death was previously being probed. A 65-year-old man from Portland, a 73-year-old man from St. Thomas, and a 75-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew. One new death is under investigation, bringing to 134 the number of fatalities being probed. However, the number of new cases remain under 100 and the positivity rate below 20%, as the country recorded 86 new cases at a positivity rate of 12.1%. There are 181 people being treated in hospital for COVID-19, 24 of them now critical compared to 18 on Friday. 62 are experiencing moderate symptoms. St. Anne recorded the highest number of new cases of the respiratory disease yesterday, with 21 reported new COVID-19 cases. St. Catherine followed with 17 and Clarendon 11. All other parishes recorded single-digit numbers of new cases, except for Trelawney, where there were no new reported infections. A total of 111 more people have recovered from the disease, leaving the percentage of those who have recovered to date at just about 49%. Jamaica has recorded a total of 47,319 infections since March 2020. There are currently 22,986 active cases. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.